Hi, welcome to Tradutex Portuguese Lessons. Today we are going to talk about the possessives again. Now we're focused on the possessive your. In English, it's not that hard. We just use the same word, your, to all the situations. Doesn't matter if the following word it's masculine, feminine, singular or plural. For instance, we say in English, your son, your daughter, your sons, or your daughters. But in Portuguese, that's slightly different. We will need not just 4 different translations, but 12. Let's have a look. If we're talking to just one person, because you know that in Portuguese we have this formal and informal treatment, remember that informal we should use the pronoun tu, and formal we should use the pronoun você. That's personal pronouns, but we have to pay attention to formal or informal treatment even when we use the possessive your. So if we're just talking to one person, falar com uma pessoa, we should use the tu, and the informal possessive would be for different possibilities. We have for your son, o teu filho, your daughter, a tua filha, your sons, os teus filhos, and that might be translated as well as your children, and just your daughters, as tuas filhas. So repeating, if you're just talking to one person and you want to say your something and you use the informal treatment with that person, the possessive you should use in Portuguese is for possibilities. O teu, a tua, os teus, as tuas. But what if you're talking to one person only, but you use the formal treatment, so we use the você treatment with that person? So we have to change the possessive as well. Now, instead of o teu, a tua, os teus, as tuas, we change it into o seu, a sua, os seus, as suas. So your son now will be o seu filho, a sua filha, for your daughter, os seus filhos, this could be only your sons, only boys, or your children, or if it's just girls, we say as suas filhas. But in English, the possessive your, we can use it as well to talk to more than one person, to talk, for instance, to a group of people. So, if we're talking to more than one person, falar com mais do que uma pessoa, the personal pronoun will be vocês, and the possessive now changes into o vosso, a vossa, os vossos e as vossas. So if I'm talking, for instance, to a couple, doesn't matter now if they're formal, if we use the formal or the informal treatment, because we only pay attention to that if we're talking to just one person. So now if I'm talking to a couple and I want to say your, both of you, man and woman, your son, now I say o vosso filho, your daughter would be a vossa filha, your children or just your sons, only boys, or both boys and girls together, is os vossos filhos, and just daughters, your daughters, as vossas filhas. So as you've seen, we have not 4, not 8, but 12 different translations for the English possessive your. So let's practice just a bit. Imagine this situation. You're talking to a friend. Falar com amigo. And you want to say to your friend something like your father, whatever. So how do we translate talking to a friend being informal, your father? Okay? And that's correct. we should say o teu pai. We choose o teu because it's informal and because it's singular and because it's masculine. O teu pai. Now let's imagine a different situation if we're talking to a doctor. If the doctor is not our friend, we will use not informal treatment, the tu treatment, but the você treatment, the formal one. And if we want to refer, we're talking to the doctor and we say, your wife, what should we use in Portuguese? Let's think for a second. And that's it. We should say a sua. Now we don't say a tua because it's not informal. We say a sua mulher. Mulher, it's a Portuguese word meaning wife, but it also means woman, so depending on the context. So in this context will be your wife. So we're using a sua because it's formal, and we pick the singular and feminine way to say it. A sua mulher. So just to finish, let's just think about a different situation. If we're talking now to more than one person, falar com mais do que uma pessoa. So if we want to say your children, and children it's the word filhos, how should we say this? Let's think for a second. You're right, now we have to say os vossos filhos. Because we're talking to more than one person, we should say o vosso, a vossa, os vossos, as vossas. And because filhos, it's masculine and plural, so we take this os vossos form. So, os vossos filhos. Obrigada. Thanks for watching.